Hey up everyone, welcome back to the History of Football channel. Today I'm going to be doing another video about a footballing rivalry. In the past I've done rivalries such as the East Anglian Derby, I've done the Manchester Derby and the Black Country Derby. But today we're going to be talking about another derby which is going to be kicking off again this Saturday, and that's the South Wales Derby between Swansea City and Cardiff City. Cardiff City were founded in 1899 as Riverside A.F.C. Cardiff is the only team from outside of England to have won the FA Cup, doing so in 1927. They've also reached the final of three other competitions: 1925 FA Cup final, 2008 FA Cup final, and they were the runners-up in the 2012 League Cup final against Liverpool. Swansea City were founded in 1912 as Swansea Town, and they've only had the one triumph in their history as well, which is when they defeated Bradford City in the 2013 Football League Cup final, and that remains their only major trophy to date. The first time these two sides ever met was in Swansea Town's first ever game on the 7th of September 1912. The match finished in a 1-1 draw. Billy Ball gave Swansea Town the lead before Cardiff captain John Burton equalised. Swansea Town would go on to claim the first victory in the derby between these two sides 5 months later, when they defeated Cardiff 4-2 in the semi-final of the Welsh Cup. In the early days of this fixture, the matches were played quite infrequently, with only 8 league meetings between the two clubs between 1912 to 1945. This was mainly due to the clubs rarely being in the same division. After the Second World War, football attendances rose significantly, and the first derby attracted a record crowd of 57,000 in 1949. In 1956, the two clubs met in the Welsh Cup final for the first time, with another record crowd being on display to see Cardiff City defeat Swansea Town 3-2. Just a year earlier, Cardiff was named the capital city of Wales by the UK government. Some people saw this as yet more favouritism towards Cardiff, and some people regard this as the beginning of deterioration in relations between Cardiff and Swansea. However, Welsh historian Gwen Rees describes the 1969 Welsh Cup final as the beginning of deterioration between the two sets of supporters, with the first example of violence between the supporters being displayed in the stands during that game. At the end of the 1969-1970 season, Swansea changed their name to Swansea City after being granted city status. The appointment of John Toshak in the late 1970s caused a further rift between the clubs, due to the fact that John Toshak was born in Cardiff and began his career, or his early stages of his career, with Cardiff City. He later became player manager and manager at Swansea City, where he took them from the 4th division to the 1st division. In 1980, the two clubs met each other in the league for the first time in 15 years, with Swansea City coming out on top 2-1. With the escalation of hooliganism in the 1980s, the derbies became plagued by violence led largely by hooligan firms from both sides: Cardiff's Soul Crew and Swansea's Jacks. In September 1988, after seeing their side win in Swansea, a group of 10 Cardiff fans were chased into the sea near Swansea Civic Centre by a group of around 100 Swansea fans. Since then, Swansea fans have adopted the swim away gesture at Cardiff City supporters. During an FA Cup fixture in 1992, 39 fans were arrested at Swansea's Vetch Field after clashes between supporters. Significant damage was caused to local shops as well as public transport. John Williams, who played for both sides during his career, described how fans would fight in the streets, at the train station, and all the way down to the motorway to show who was the better city. On the 22nd of December 1993, a match between the two sides was dubbed the Battle of Ninian Park after violence erupted. The start of the match was delayed by 40 minutes as police attempted to control rival fans. Swansea fans were placed in the grandstand for the game, seated alongside sections of Ninian Park, which was frequented by families. As Cardiff took the lead, Swansea fans began ripping seats and throwing them at Cardiff City supporters. This sparked a pitch invasion by Cardiff City supporters. Also, police were used with mounted officers and dog handlers in order to regain control. As a result of several hundred people brawling on the pitch, the FAW decided to ban away fans from this fixture for several years, the first fixture in the United Kingdom to do so. Away fans were eventually allowed to attend this fixture again in 1997 under strict monitoring and the introduction of bubble trips, where away fans were escorted in and out of the stadium by police. Although they met in the Welsh Cup final in 2002, the two sides did not meet in the league for 10 years. Despite this, the rivalry still attracted attention. During their celebrations after winning the Football League trophy in 2006, Swansea players Lee Trundle and Alan Tate brandished a Welsh flag with an anti-Cardiff message, and Trundle also wore a t-shirt with an image of a Swansea City player urinating on a Cardiff City shirt. The two players were arrested for public order offences, fined £2,000 and handed 1 match suspensions. A heavy police presence was also required when Swansea fans travelled to Cardiff when they played the match at the Millennium Stadium in Cardiff during that 2006 final. The first derby in just under a decade took place in a League Cup match on the 23rd of September 2008, with Swansea City winning 1-0. The match saw sets of supporters from both clubs clash with police after the match. In 2009, a league fixture at Ninian Park was marred by Mike Dean, the referee, being hit in the head by a coin thrown from the crowd, as well as Cardiff fans clashing with police after the match. In the next match that these two sides played against each other at the Liberty Stadium, Swansea won the match 3-2 in a game that again saw crowd disturbances, with hundreds of Swansea fans waiting outside the ground for Cardiff City fans to depart. This resulted in a total of 15 arrests being made during and after the match. Cardiff fans also vandalised the North Stand in which they were placed for the second year in a row. Seats and toilets were vandalised, pipework was ripped from walls and doors were broken in the away fans' end. In the early 2010s, Swansea were promoted to the Premier League, becoming the first Welsh team to do so and the first Welsh side in the top division of English football since Swansea were relegated from the First Division in 1983. Cardiff also gained promotion to the Premier League in 2013. As a result, the first South Wales derby to be played in England's top division took place in the 2013-2014 season. Cardiff won the first ever top tier meeting between the two sides 1-0 on the 3rd of November 2013, thanks to a header from former Swansea defender Stephen Corker. In October 2021, Swansea won 3-0 against Cardiff City. Later in that season, Swansea beat Cardiff 4-0 in the reverse fixture. This meant that Swansea became the first side to complete the league double in the derby's 110-year history. Swansea also won both fixtures in the 2022-23 season, making them the first team in the fixture to win 4 matches in a row. The two sides are due to meet this Saturday at 12:30 in the AFL Championship, and I can guarantee you it's going to be another fiery match between these two sides. In terms of player movements between Swansea and Cardiff, transfers between the two sides are relatively rare due to the animosity of the fixture. The last player to move directly across the South Wales Derby divide was Warren Feeney, who was loaned to Swansea from Cardiff for a brief spell in 2007. The last player to complete a permanent transfer between the two sides was Dave Penny, who moved from Swansea to Cardiff in 1997. Another player by the name of Andy Legg joined Cardiff in 1998, having played for Swansea earlier in his career, and initially received a hostile reception from Cardiff fans. When he attempted to celebrate his first goal for the club in front of the home fans, he was met with abuse and even received a razor blade in the post. As at the recording of this video, Cardiff City hold a slender lead in the South Wales Derby. Total meetings between these two sides is 116. Cardiff City's won 46 of those, Swansea City's won 42 times, and there's been 28 draws. The largest victory in the South Wales Derby was when Cardiff City defeated Swansea Town 5-0 on the 6th of April 1965. So that concludes my video on the South Wales Derby between Cardiff City and Swansea City. Hope you enjoyed this video. If you did, let me know in the comment section below. Where do you rank this derby as opposed to some of the other derbies in the footballing calendar? Is it one of the best ones, most fierce, or would you say it's a bit overrated, a bit boring? Just let me know in the comment section down below. I've got some more videos coming out very soon in the future. Thanks to everyone that's recently joined the channel and subscribed and continues to watch the videos. It's much appreciated. But this has been History of Football, and I'll catch us all later in the next one. Alright, tatty bye for now.